Shalom, Kalaim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ka'akodash, Yahweh being the name of the true Heavenly Father, Yah meaning He, Yahweh exists, Yahweh Shai, Yah, He, Yahweh Shai, He saves, He delivers. Roka'akodash being the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and the elders and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to Yakim in the faith, doing the work in truth and sincerity. And the Spirit had me just pretty much wanting to go into who the Lord is dealing with, in these times that we're in now today, because the Lord ain't dealing with generals and the Lord ain't dealing with carnal men and pastors and anybody. Don't get it wrong, man's going of the Lord, but when we're talking about dealing, who's the Lord dealing with, we're talking about on the right hand side, and nearly directly through the Spirit. So I want to bring out a few precepts, and I would like to start at 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 19. And if we're all one member, we're the body. But now are they many members, yet but one body? And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. So the Lord has set up different men in different positions. Like He says, let everything then be decently in order. That's what the Lord does. The Lord has tiers per se that's set up to do different ministries and offices and works. And I'm pretty sure this chapter is going to speak about how that makes the Lord glad. If not, I'm going to find that precept, Lord willing. Nay, much more, those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. In other words, all parts of the body are necessary. You might think the pinky toe don't mean much, but let you stub that thing on the side of your bed, you'd be crying. Not literally, but it hurt, and you need it. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. But comely parts have no need, but the Most High had tempered the body together, had given them more abundant honor to that part which is lacked. So we're as great as our weakest link. The Lord is going to magnify all His members. And the Lord's members are no less or greater than another. You have the head, who wouldn't want to be a king, right? But hey, if the Lord ain't set you up as a king of a particular whatever, you can't be jealous, you can't be mad. Your office is still great and it's still important, it's still worthy. A heathen would die, a 2/3 would die for your position. Of course, they wouldn't die right now for that because they don't understand the gratitude. They don't have no appreciation for it. The Lord has blinded them. But if they had like a Bitcoin vision or like a dream in the future, some time travel investment, they would die. They would give up a limb to be, the toe of the body, the hairs of the body, the parts which you don't think is necessary, but is abundant, like the scriptures say. Verse 25, that there should be no schisms to the body, in the body, but the members should have the same care for one another. That's that charity, that's that brotherly love. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or when one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Meaning we're on a one accord, That's why, a brother could be going through something through the Spirit, and you don't even know what it is, but you hear it in his voice, you hear it in the Spirit. He probably complained about it on the lesson. He do a righteous rant. And you be like, damn, what the fuck? Like, Salakia, not for my French, but you be like, dang, I'm going through the same thing. Like, sheesh. It's like, it's too good to be true, but that's how the Spirit works, sometimes. And the same thing when we're rejoicing, when a brother do a lesson, like, ooh, the Fed now just got released, or ooh, they just dropped it, we clapping. And schisms is like, pretty much, let's get the definition. Let's get the definition in the Hebrew, matter of fact. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 25. Bear with me, Babu Kasha. Schisma, a rent, a division, so pretty much a head on head, pretty much no movement, unproductivity, bickering and things like that. that it should be verse 26, whether one member verse 27, now ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular. And the Most High had set them in church first apostles. This is who the Lord is dealing with. The Lord not dealing with kings and generals and these carnal members, these people that think the dons, the Teflon dons, the kingpins, the pimps, all these carnal wicked things. The greatest thing right now you could be for the Lord is a follower, not only a follower, a believer of his, and one that's doing his work, man. One that's preaching his gospel, one that's uttering and ushering his kingdom, one that's giving 100% truth. What's greater than that? Apostles, meaning sent forth. Secondarily, prophets, meaning those who are say before. Thirdly, teachers. After that, miracles. Then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversity of tongues. You got brothers who have beautiful. When I say beautiful wives, I mean through the spirit. They do as their man asks them to. They help the body. They're not the nigga women, man. Long story short, you got the children who help. Of different brothers. You got those who have dreams. Brothers' wives have dreams. Brothers' kids have dreams. Brothers themselves have dreams. A brother threw a prayer. The brother Yeshua threw a prayer on the sickness I had on my ear. The next day it was healed. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Verse 29, are all apostles, are all prophets, are all teachers, are all workers of miracles? So not everybody's going to be 144K. Not everybody's going to be a major prophet. Not everybody's going to be a 12 apostles. Have all the gifts. Do all have the gifts of healing? So, a brother might be a hell of a prophet, a hell of an apostle, but is he a healer? So is the healer not important? Absolutely not. Do all speak with tongues? You got brothers who might not be as deep as another brother, but they're bilingual, trilingual. They do sign language. That's a superpower, man. Do all interpretate? But covet earnestly the best gifts, but sheweth I unto you a more excellent way. So why does the Lord say this? Doesn't the Lord say in Exodus 20, thou shalt not have no covetousness on your brother's belongings and things of that sort? So the Lord is saying is covet earnestly. In other words, try to emulate these things. You want to steal good qualities. There's nothing where we're trying to steal good qualities. You don't want to mimic a brother shadow for shadow and copy everything you do. But when you see something edifying that you could add to your toolbox, you do so. Salaki for the long-winded chapter. I just wanted to cover that, because IUIC, these guys are militant. They're in a militant mindset. They can make prophecies come back by quicker. Like they can help the black community. Talking about generals and marching and stomping, and then you got other camps bringing guns. To be carnally minded is death, and to be spiritual is life. We're going to get that. Romans 8:6, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. That's that shalom. Come on, let's get back to that Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4:6, I want to start there. One power and Father, Abandawa, of all, who is above all, and through all, and you all. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Hamashiach. Whether he saith, wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, he might fill all things. Talking about our Lord, Yahushua. And he gave some apostles, like it said in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, sent forth, and some prophets and some evangelists, some pastors, not those pork chop eating pastors, man. Let's try to get that definition of the word pastor. Bear with me. I wanted this to be a little quicker than thought, but the Spirit just got me taking my time and getting into it. That's Ephesians 4 and 7. 4 and 11. Because a lot of you get carnally minded and think, oh, you see Pastor Porkchop. He dealing with Pastor Porkchop, Geno Jennings and Joel Osteen. No, the Lord calls those harlot houses. A herdsman, a shepherd, the one who's tending to the sheep. Like the Lord asked Peter, and Peter responded. And the Lord gave him commandments, things to do. Tell him, feed the sheep 3 times. In the parable, who is to care and control others have committed themselves, whose precepts they follow. The presiding officer, manager, director of an assembly, so a head of church, so of Hamashiach, the head of the church, overseers of the Hamashiachim assemblies and kings and princes. So you can liken this unto a bishop or an elder or a priest, not Pastor Porkchop, man. And teachers, for the perfecting of the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. More so right now, the elect. And more saints are going to come through their loins, repopulating pretty much Israelites. For the work of the ministry, because we have a lot of work. It says the work is few. It says the work is plenty, the laborers are few, Salakia. For the edifying, meaning building up of the body of Mashiach Yahushai. We building up the Lord's temple, man, spiritually, man. We ushering his kingdom. Through these knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. We making these things pretty much casting, we casting this place down with his word. And that's how powerful the Lord is. Through his word, you can cast a whole entire kingdom down, man. And that's what we need to be doing, man. Not marching on 63rd, not marching in the hood, putting yourself in harm's way, trying to be, it says be harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent, man. Jake think they got power out here. Khan. But yeah, Khan. So the point being is that's who the Lord's dealing with right now, man. Prophets, man. Those who are prophesying against great kingdoms, like the Lord said. Those prophets that are prophesying against Babylon, Jeremiah, Isaiah. Isaiah, the first 58, first verse, it says, cry aloud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob's their sins. It's the Lord talking to Isaiah, man. That's Isaiah prophesying, man. That's who the Lord's dealing with. His followers. And his followers hear his voice, and his followers do his commandments. And his commandments, one of them is to prophesy. It's to do the work and feed the sheep. If you're not a prophet, then you do whatever else, what your gift may be. Because not all prophets do the same thing. Prophets have different abilities and different gifts. And like it says, there's no member that's least or greater than the other. Obviously, you have positions. You have men of high renown. Let's not get that confused. But with that being said, Lord, when you can receive this, and so straight to the point. With that being said, Shalom. Call on Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Shalom to Yakim in the faith and the work of true sincerity. Shalom.